Hello science fans, welcome to a journey into one of the most mysterious and powerful forces in our universe. Today let's talk about the invisible force that keeps us grounded, gravity. It's something we experience every moment, but rarely stop to think about. Gravity is the reason the moon orbits Earth, why our planet circles the sun, and why astronauts float in space when they leave our planet's pull. Without gravity, the universe as we know it would be completely different. Gravity is the force of attraction between objects with mass. The more mass, the stronger the pull. That's why a bowling ball and a feather fall at the same rate in a vacuum. But on Earth, air resistance makes things a bit more complicated. Earth's massive size is why everything is pulled toward its center. It's like a giant magnet, but instead of metal, it attracts everything with mass, including you, me, and even the air we breathe. Now imagine if gravity suddenly switched off for just 5 seconds. Picture the world pausing in a way you've never seen before. Sounds fun? Think again. The chaos would be unimaginable. People, pets, and objects would all start to float, and nothing would stay where it's supposed to. For 5 seconds, the rule of what goes up must come down would be broken. Balls thrown in the air would just keep going, and people jumping would never land, at least not right away. The chair you're sitting on, the water in your glass, even the air you breathe, all held by gravity. Without it, everything would drift away, including the very atmosphere that makes life possible. Without gravity, Earth would be a barren, airless rock. No oceans, no rivers, no trees. Just a lifeless, drifting planet in space. Gravity shapes our world, from the tallest mountains to the deepest rivers, and makes life possible. It's the reason we have weather, tides, and even seasons. It's the law of nature, not just a suggestion. Gravity is a rule that everything in the universe must follow. No exceptions. So let's press a giant imaginary pause button on gravity. Just for a moment, let's see what happens when this law is suspended. For the next 5 seconds, everything on Earth will experience zero gravity. Imagine the sensation of floating, as if you were in space right here on Earth. We'll see what happens to people, objects, oceans, and air, and even experience it firsthand. It's a wild ride that will change the way you think about the ground beneath your feet. This isn't just science fiction, it's a way to appreciate the force that governs our existence. Gravity is everywhere, shaping every moment of our lives. Ready for a wild thought experiment? The clock starts now. Get ready to imagine a world where gravity takes a break. Let's see what happens when gravity takes a break, and discover just how much we depend on this invisible force every single day. The instant gravity vanishes, you feel weightless. It's a sensation that's both thrilling and deeply unsettling, as if the ground has disappeared from beneath your feet. For a split second it might even feel like a dream, one where you're flying, unbound by the rules of nature. Everything not anchored down, people, pets, books, pencils, begins to float. The ordinary becomes extraordinary as your morning coffee, your favorite pen, and even your loyal dog all rise up, drifting gently through the air. Earth's spin means you're not pushed up, you're moving in a straight line, suddenly untethered. The world outside your window blurs as everything, including you, follows the path of inertia, gliding forward with nothing to hold you back. Inside your home, your cat drifts to the ceiling, fruit floats, and coins form a metallic cloud. Even the smallest objects, paper clips, crumbs, and dust, join the airborne parade, swirling in slow motion. Water in a fish tank bulges out, trapping fish in a floating sphere. The water itself becomes a shimmering orb, with fish suspended inside, confused and unable to swim as they normally would. The magic quickly turns to panic as disorientation sets in. Your sense of up and down vanishes, and your body struggles to adjust to the new reality. In cities, pedestrians and cars lift off. In parks, kids on swings fly away. Playgrounds become scenes of chaos as children and their toys float skyward, and vehicles drift above the streets, colliding gently in midair. Animals everywhere are affected. Elephants float, birds lose control. Even the most grounded creatures are helpless, their instincts useless in a world without gravity. Our bodies rely on gravity for balance. Without it, vertigo and nausea hit hard. The inner ear, which helps us stay upright, is thrown into chaos, leaving everyone dizzy and disoriented. Astronauts train for weightlessness, but for most it's overwhelming. Years of preparation can't compare to the shock of sudden, universal weightlessness for billions of untrained people. 5 seconds of chaos would feel like an eternity. In that brief moment, the world as we know it is turned upside down, literally and figuratively. The world would be a scene of confusion and helplessness. People would reach for anything to anchor themselves, but nothing would stay put. No one would be prepared for the sudden, dizzying flight. In just a few seconds, the familiar world would become a surreal floating landscape, leaving everyone longing for the return of gravity. What about the heavy stuff? Our buildings and infrastructure depend on gravity. The moment gravity disappears, compressive stress vanishes, structures jolt, bricks and stones lose friction, and anything not bolted down becomes a hazard. Cars and trucks lift off, losing all traction. Moving vehicles become airborne projectiles. Trains float off tracks, bridges buckle, and power lines whip around. The ground itself could rebound, triggering earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Mountains might crumble, landscapes shift. Every object becomes a potential projectile. Construction cranes topple, bridges snap, and the world turns into a floating demolition derby. 5 seconds is enough to undo centuries of construction and stability. The planet's surface would be a chaotic mess. The scale of destruction would be unprecedented. Gravity's absence would instantly transform our world. The countdown to disaster continues. Gravity holds our oceans, lakes, and rivers in place. When gravity stops, water detaches from the earth, forming massive, floating blobs. Oceans bulge and break apart, flinging water and everything in it into the sky. Coastal cities face not tsunamis but the entire ocean lifting away. Ships, whales, and sand become part of a watery debris field overhead. Lakes and rivers float up, groundwater seeps out, destabilizing the land. Marine life is trapped in airborne water, exposed and unable to survive. As water breaks into droplets, countless creatures perish. The hydrosphere is thrown into chaos. 5 seconds would devastate Earth's water systems and marine life. Our atmosphere, held by gravity, would instantly begin to drift into space. Air pressure would plummet, creating a near vacuum. Oxygen would be ripped from your lungs, explosive decompression. Breathing becomes impossible. The damage is immediate. Even 5 seconds would let a significant portion of air escape forever. Liquids would boil at body temperature. Moisture in your eyes and mouth would vaporize. The sky would turn black, stars visible in daylight. The sun's radiation would burn unprotected skin instantly. The atmosphere's protective shield would be gone. The world would be exposed to space, even if only briefly. The loss of air and pressure would be catastrophic. Life would be threatened in seconds. Gravity's return couldn't come soon enough. Imagine walking down the street, coffee in hand, the city humming with its usual morning energy. You're lost in thought, maybe planning your day or just enjoying the warmth of your drink as you stroll past familiar faces and storefronts. Suddenly, everything changes. Gravity vanishes. Your cup slips from your grasp, but instead of falling, it floats before your eyes. The coffee inside forms a perfect, shimmering sphere, suspended in midair, defying every expectation. In an instant, you're airborne too. Around you, people, pets, and even cars begin to drift upward, their faces frozen in shock and confusion. The street below becomes a scene of silent chaos, as the world you know is turned upside down. Instinctively you reach out, desperate to grab onto something, anything, but your hands close on empty air. There's nothing to stop your ascent. You're moving in a straight line, helpless, like a human satellite set adrift. Below, the city spins and shrinks, buildings and streets twisting as you rise higher. The air grows thin, your breath quickens, and the familiar sounds of the city fade away, replaced by an eerie silence. Vertigo sweeps over you as the world falls away. The blue sky fades to black and stars begin to appear, twinkling coldly above. You realize you're leaving everything you know behind, drifting toward the edge of space. The sun blazes in the darkness, a blinding disk. Panic rises. There's no up or down, no sense of direction, just endless floating. Around you, debris swirls, newspapers, balloons, and forgotten objects from the street, all caught in the same strange dance. You brace yourself, heart pounding, surrounded by a cloud of everyday things, keys, bags, even a child's toy, each one a reminder of normal life, now impossibly out of reach. You have no idea what will happen next. The 5 seconds stretch on, feeling like an eternity. Fear and helplessness take over as you float powerless, high above the world you once knew. You're completely untethered, waiting for gravity's return. The city below is unrecognizable, a surreal landscape where nothing is where it should be. All you can do is hope the nightmare ends soon, and that you'll find your way back to solid ground. Suddenly gravity returns. Everything that floated now plummets to Earth: people, cars, oceans, buildings. The rule, what goes up must come down, is back with brutal force. From hundreds of feet up, you're in freefall, along with everything else. The sky becomes a deadly rain of debris. The impact is catastrophic. No one survives a fall from such heights. Oceans crash down, creating global tsunamis that obliterate coastlines. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions intensify as the planet settles. The atmosphere rushes back, creating super hurricanes and firestorms. The world is left in ruins, wreckage, floods, fires, and chaos everywhere. The 5-second break leaves consequences that last for centuries. The planet is fundamentally changed. Gravity's return is as destructive as its absence. The aftermath is a new, devastated world. Gravity does more than keep us grounded, it shapes the universe. Massive objects bend space and time, creating gravitational waves. Instruments like LIGO detect these cosmic ripples from billions of light years away. You're gravitationally attracted to everything around you, even your phone. Gravity can bend light, creating cosmic magnifying glasses called gravitational lenses. Astronomers use this effect to study distant galaxies. The moon orbits Earth by constantly falling toward it, but moving sideways fast enough to miss. Orbits are just continuous falls around objects. Gravity is the cosmic glue for planets, stars, and galaxies. It's the force behind the universe's grand dance. Our 5-second experiment shows how vital gravity is. Without it, chaos erupts. People, oceans, and air all drift away. Gravity's return brings destruction, reshaping the planet forever. Gravity is the architect of our world and the universe. It forms stars, planets, and galaxies and gives us a stable home. Life evolved under gravity's constant pull. We are its children. Look up at the night sky. Every orbit, every star is gravity at work. Gravity brings order to chaos, turning dust into planets and stars. It's the great connector of the cosmos. Next time you drop something, remember, gravity makes life possible. Our thought experiment reveals its beauty and importance. We should be grateful for gravity's gentle, persistent hand. A world without it, even briefly, is unthinkable.